All right. Yeah, I barely make videos, but figured I'd do this as a warning. We see this time and time again. We swear up and down that people will go overseas or they're chasing greatness because they listen to boxing Twitter, but it just doesn't make sense. Most of these people haven't seen Stephen Fulton fight even after the Figueroa fight, so they've yet to see him fight. They've just heard about him from different people. And it doesn't take much research to know the outcome of this fight. Um, they're already saying that in a way is using steroids and is this and that, but why take the fight? Sort of a thing. Um, it just doesn't make much sense at all. It's very high risk and no reward. He's going overseas. Willis, I'm not a big Fulton fan. I think it's just a dumb move, really. He just doesn't have the power for nothing. I mean, this guy, in a way, he does look like he's using something, but they know that they shouldn't be taking this fight. It's better he goes over and what's it called? Get that Figueroa rematch, which was probably better because that was a close fight. I thought Figueroa won that fight, but I'm not going for Fulton at all. I don't think it's a. If I've been wrong before, but I'm telling, I've seen this sort of stuff before, man. Somebody with 7 KOs going over there overseas for no reason. I'm just not really with it. I don't understand it really. But all it does is takes one look at the box rec and you see their fight. Somebody said name 4 fights of yeah, sure, Stormy. No problem. You don't even have to. I rarely go live anyway. But somebody said name 4 opponents of Inoue, and I was like, all right, I can do that. But then I thought about it. Could I name 4 of Steven? I think I ended like at 3. Angelo Leo Figueroa. He fought some guy from Uzbekistan who was decent. I remember him. I was like on a showbox card. Adam Lopez. So that's 4. And that's really all I know. But I've seen the slick style before against tough people, but I mean, he just does not have enough power to keep this guy off of him. So this will probably be very quick, I think. Probably in like, not quick, but like 8 or 10 rounds. And they'll say great effort. And then, but what does that do for Fulton? What does that do for his career? Sort of a thing. He may not be champ. What's up, Mo? Do you want a link? Because I see people big up Fulton. A lot of people hadn't watched him before. First time I watched him was when he fought Angelo Leo. Like I didn't even know he fought Adam Lopez until last year, and I watched that fight. Apparently, he was hurt in that fight. But it's just a big ask for very little reward. That's why I'm not big on people saying to automatically take hard fights if they know they can't win them. If they don't want to fight the best, or if they can't, they should just be okay with fighting who they can and not call anybody out. But yeah, yeah, Stormy. I mean, because Stormy, I remember when this fight was made, you weren't big on it either. And this is why I called into your show like a couple weeks ago, right after the Harrison fight, because of this exact thing. I mean, guys who come in overseas with very little power, who've already got this sort of. I don't want to say Harrison fights negative in a lot of his fights, but in the second Charlo fight, I thought he did really, really good actually. But again, you don't have that oomph. And he's gonna go over there and kind of outslick somebody, like, for what? And then you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna put him on anime or something. Like, I just didn't understand why they took this fight. Inoue is a very good fighter. He's definitely a pound for pound fighter. His problem will be when he moves up to like 26 and 130. He's gonna tap out because he's already said he's tapping out. What's going on, Bruce? He's already said he's tapping out. I saw it in an interview saying that he's reaching the limits of his body. Lomachenko said that exact same thing. Look at what happened to Rodriguez, brother, just a week. Exactly. Exactly. Like, I'll put the link here if anybody wants it. Was this versus Ioka, right? I think. Or I might be confusing with another Rodriguez. But I think versus Ioka. Although he won the fight the first time, I thought it was a draw. And then he went over there kind of on late notice and or whatever happened. And I don't know. He said this and that. He said a lot of things. He said it was because of the mental health and the weight and something. But Rigondeaux was yes, yeah, just yeah. And then I think he retired too. He retired right after that fight. Japan's not like a bad place to go. That's not like the problem. They're actually pretty fair with the judging for the most part because Endom went over there to fight what's his name? Murata the first time he actually got the decision. So that was they're pretty decent about the judging, but my thing is just I don't think he has enough firepower to keep Inoue off of him. If this was like Inoue jumping to 130, this would be a definitely this would be like a closer fight. Even Fulton could be a favor or something if it was that. But these guys are kind of already at smaller weight classes, and I just don't see it. Although I was wrong, I thought Figueroa would beat Fulton, but he got the decision. But I thought it was a close fight. I thought Figueroa deserved the win, but it is what it is. But it's just this to me. It has Harrison Zoo written all over it, and I'm actually more interested in this fight than Crawford Spencer because that's much closer. Which you would think the much closer fight people would want to watch, or I would want to watch, which I do want to watch. I'll see it, but I don't know. There's something about this result that I want to see what everyone says because it just for me, it's like somebody like going out of their way to mess up. I just don't know why. The Figueroa rematch at 126 would have been much better. He should have kept with that, but I don't know. I feel Fulton's trying to prove to, yeah, Stormy B, man. Yeah. I just feel Fulton is just ego. Like he's trying to prove to people on Twitter who don't matter that he can out tough Inoue or he can beat him when it doesn't have to be that way. He should just leave it alone. But I mean, what is it? July 18th, so that's a week. I just don't plain see it. I just don't plain see it. Going to box rec now. I'm gonna check the what's it called? Was it in Japan when the guy dropped those flowers? Yes, yes, it was Mo. Somebody from Ryzen or whatever that Mayweather fought. Well, let's go to let's go to BoxRec and see this. I mean, 8 KOs, like goddamn. How do I share a screen? Forgot how to share a screen now. There it is. All right. This was a good performance, but I think Roman retired right after this fight, so it showed he was much better than MJ. This was a close fight. I don't think it was 8-4 either way. I think it was 7-5 sort of thing. It just couldn't be. It was the closest possible you could get. I don't think 8-4 is just way too wide. Even though just one round off, but it was 7-5 sort of fight. I saw this fight on Showbox. I didn't know who Angelo Leo was. This was the guy from Uzbekistan. This guy is he's from somewhere, I think Namibia or something. I won't say Namibia. Oh yeah, yeah. Probably friends with Ndongo. Yeah, a lot of these guys. This was probably on a Wilder undercard, I think. No, it was on the Keith Thurman undercard. This fight, yes. I'll pull up the clip here. I'll get on YouTube. Him versus Adam Lopez. Josh Greer, that's a good early win. But they were both sort of prospects. Yeah, he's like a Julian Jackson at bantamweight. He's very good. He's very sharp too. I just don't understand the point of this fight. I think guys need to stop pleasing people who aren't fans of them to begin with. They can say, "Oh, he's PBC. He stays on the side of that street," and everything else. Then people will say, "Oh, he feels he needs to go off his way to prove people wrong." Oh, I'm not. I'm gonna go fight X, and you'll see that I can fight anybody. But you don't have to prove that. You can still get good fights on your side if they're willing to come over and it makes sense at a higher weight. Then so be it. But now, and in a way, I think is a year older than Fulton. So they're both kind of in their prime or close to it. Yeah, I just don't see how Fulton's gonna outslick him. I don't see it. Let's pull up that Adam Lopez fight. Fight is here. I didn't see the full thing where he hurt him. It was like at the end of the round. Oh, there it is. All right, I'm about to share this.
Yeah, Lopez is picking that body apart, and then he's bringing it to the top, which is making it difficult to counterpunch.
And Fulton tied up and spun Lopez around as the pressure seemed to be getting to Fulton in a lead right hand, followed by a left hook, and now Lopez is going back on the assault. He has Fulton hurt, and Fulton trying to stay out of danger. Another two big right hands by Adam Lopez. Lopez looking to continue this forward aggression as we near the end of the second round. Adam Lopez pouring it on as we conclude.
Yeah, pretty much that. I mean, and that's Adam Lopez who can't really punch himself. So, and he's got much better since then. But I don't know. He's in there with a totally different beast. We can look at Inoue's box rec. Let me pull that up really quickly. Paul Butler is a joke. He came to survive, so I don't even look at that fight. Donaire, that would probably be the biggest asterisk on his record because Donaire, yeah, he had some weird career resurgence at 118 pounds after getting bumped at 126 and 122 for a while. And it was weird the moment he went down 8 pounds, but you know, he dispatched him really quickly in the second fight. That was a pretty good performance. But I mean, Donaire's 40. He's a great fighter, but he's 40. Yeah, this fight, don't even look into it. I'll stay busy. And these two fights were pretty poor. This was a good win. This was a good win. This was doing the Super Series. He wiped him out in a round. These two were good wins. He was a good fighter during his day. He was on PBC actually. He fought Kameda like twice, but yeah, Jay McDonald had a lot of issues at the weight. He was like 150 pounds on fight week, so it was really, really, really difficult for him. Bank manager in Cleveland, or loan. He's a loan officer actually. This guy. He was his American debut on HBO. I remember that fight. He was very solid, long reigning champion. This was like his sixth fight, so he has a solid resume. He's still a very good fighter, Taguchi, and he beat him very early. This guy is pretty good. So Adrian Hernandez, yeah. So he had a world title fight. His fifth fight. He's like 19 and 0 in world title fights with 17 KOs, which is massive. Yeah, definitely a pound for pound fighter. I don't know if they'll get unified in the division after he wins because they have to bring over the other guy from. He's also PBC, but he's works with the Philippines, Sean Gibbons. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, Mo. I've heard people talk about it more recently because they really believe that what's his name will win, Fulton. But I just don't see it at all. I don't see Fulton winning whatsoever. He just doesn't have enough power. If he was going over there and he was 21-0 with like 15 KOs, yeah, this is a good fight. This is like a toss up, but even the odds, like I'll go to the odds right now. I mean, God, sheesh. Like, look what they have him. Look what they have him at. I mean, he's a 3-1 outsider. That says it all, really. If I'm proven wrong, then I'll put my hands up. I was wrong for sure. That's not the first time. I've been wrong more times than I've been right, but I feel we're getting into the hype. We did the same thing with Harrison and Zoo. There was no reason for him to take that fight. He could have sat on his position and waited until he got a soft touch and then got the rematch with Charlo. But he went in with Zoo because he wanted to be tough. And what happened? And Zoo it's not that he's an amazing fighter, but these guys in here who come in here with leaf blowers and they're limp wristed and they can't hit or really do damage, and they get in there with somebody who doesn't, is not going to respect that, it's going to go really bad and fast. It goes nowhere very fast. And then they'll think, oh, why did I take this for this little money? Because your reputation, your career That's something that lasts. That can last. That something that could be an extra 5 or 6 years could be cut short in one night. So you're gonna give it up for $500,000 or $600,000 or whatever $1 million. I mean, people have to do the math, but I don't know. That's their business. He'll stop him. He'll probably stop him in like 8 or 10 rounds because he'll feel the power and then he'll start moving around. He'll pick up some rounds, but I don't know. He'll feel it and he'll be like, "Ooh, like what did I get hit with?" And I'm not saying Inoue is God or anything like that. He's a man. I mean, he was hurt pretty badly by Donaire, but Fulton does not punch even a quarter as hard as Donaire, to be honest. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say on that. If anybody wants to join, they can. Otherwise, I'll. Yeah, Inoue's going up 4 pounds. Inoue's going up 4 pounds, but that's not a big diff. That's not massive. He started at almost 105 pounds, I think, or 108 pounds. Let me see. 108 pounds. But that's pretty much it. I mean, if you want me to talk about anything else, I can. But yeah, that's those are my thoughts on it. Um, it's just gonna be another zoo scenario, Harrison Zoo. But whatever. All right, guys. Shout out and everyone who came in here. Shelton, Stormy, Mo, Bruce, and yeah. Peace out.